In the world of mirrorless camera leaks and next-generation hybrid systems, the ongoing wave of information surrounding the Sony A7V has become one of the most fascinating topics for creators, filmmakers, tech reviewers, professional photographers, and gear enthusiasts who constantly track innovation in the imaging industry. And these latest whispers about its bitrate performance, pre-capture mechanics, sensor behavior, raw burst enhancements, dynamic range potential, and open gate limitations continue to paint a clearer picture of what this camera truly represents. So let me break all of this down in an extended and deeply detailed way that gives you the full scope of what's coming. Because the Sony A7V isn't shaping up to be just another minor refresh, it's developing into a major leap forward for hybrid shooters looking for a serious upgrade in speed, autofocus intelligence, low-light capabilities, content creator workflows, and overall everyday usability. And while certain features are exciting, others may surprise or even frustrate longtime Sony users hoping for the perfect mid-range powerhouse. But yes, we finally have strong confirmation that the Sony A7V shoots above 10 frames per second, delivering up to 30 frames per second using the electronic shutter and 10 frames per second using the mechanical shutter, which already puts it in performance territory many didn't expect. But the real shocker is that Sony didn't settle for 10-bit or even 12-bit RAW at those speeds, because the A7V can actually push full 14-bit RAW bursts at 30 frames per second, matching the kind of output you'd normally associate with flagship-tier bodies like the A1 Mark II. And yes, even though the buffer isn't expected to be as deep or limitless as those high-end monsters, this is still a remarkably strong specification for wildlife photographers, sports shooters, birding fans, and fast-action creators who need real-world image quality without compromise. And while we don't yet have hard numbers on buffer depth, even moderately deep support at 14-bit RAW at this speed is an impressive engineering achievement. And the autofocus system powering this performance is rumored to compute at 60 calculations per second, creating a responsive, predictive, AI-enhanced tracking ecosystem that could dramatically outperform the previous generation, especially in low-contrast and unpredictable movement scenarios. Now all of this leads us into one of the most important updates, the confirmation of pre-capture on the Sony A7V. Something that the entire competitive segment has adopted, and excluding it would have instantly harmed its reputation among enthusiasts and working professionals who rely on burst pre-roll to capture moments that happen faster than human reflexes. Thankfully, pre-capture is indeed included, though we don't yet know how flexible Sony's implementation will be, whether it will allow pre-capture for both stills and video, whether the number of pre-recorded frames will be adjustable in the menus, and whether Sony will allow custom button toggling for quick access, which is something creators depend on, especially those who shoot wildlife or fast-paced action and don't want to constantly dive into menus to change behavior. And although the competition offers customizable pre-burst windows ranging anywhere from 0.3 seconds to 1 second, we will have to wait and see what Sony ultimately provides in this department. Sadly, another recurring discussion point is the complete absence of open-gate video capture, a feature that has increasingly become standard in modern hybrid cameras, appearing in models across multiple brands including those offering 3:2 or 4:3 sensor readouts for maximum post-production flexibility. But Sony seems to be sticking to its pattern of avoiding open gate entirely. And while some insiders suggest this is a software-only limitation that Sony could reverse via firmware, Sony's history with firmware generosity does not inspire confidence. Meaning if you depend on open gate for vertical video, anamorphic workflows, flexible cropping, TikTok optimization, full sensor readout cinematics, or multi-aspect ratio delivery, you may have to make a difficult decision because waiting for a firmware miracle is not wise. And although this is disappointing, the rest of the camera begins to look more promising the deeper we go. Especially when we revisit specifications for those who may be catching up. The Sony A7V is built around a 33-megapixel sensor, a partially stacked photoelectric conversion device that promises faster readout, reduced rolling shutter, and improved efficiency over the previous generation. And that speed is complemented by 8-stop IBIS stabilization, a crucial improvement for handheld shooters, vloggers, travel photographers, and run-and-gun filmmakers who operate without gimbals. Video performance also gets a solid jump, with 4K at 60 frames per second offered without crop, something many Sony fans begged for on the A7 IV. And while we still await confirmation of 4K 120 frames per second, many well-connected insiders expect it to make the final spec sheet, especially given the heat dissipation improvements and processing upgrades inside the new body. Speaking of processing, the A7V receives Sony's latest AI processing chip, the same generation found in the A7R V, enabling improved subject recognition for humans, animals, birds, insects, vehicles, and even complex patterns. This should make autofocus stickier, smarter, and more reliable across unpredictable shooting environments. And creators will also appreciate the 5-axis LCD mechanism coming over from the A7R V, which allows fully articulating, tilting, and flexible screen movements without compromising build quality. And the A7V borrows the same exterior body design from that model too, offering better ergonomics, upgraded handling, and a more premium feel that elevates it above the older A7 IV design language. Of course, dual card slots return, supporting both CFexpress Type A and SD cards, offering professional redundancy and workflow flexibility for high bitrate recording and rapid burst shooting. Pricing expectations put the Sony A7V close to the $3,000 mark, competing directly with similarly positioned mid-high tier models in its class. And with the official announcement scheduled for December 2nd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, content creators, reviewers, and camera geeks are gearing up for what seems like a genuinely exciting reveal. Especially as this model now appears to be a significantly more meaningful upgrade than many expected earlier in the year when leaks suggested a minimal refresh. And for anyone who has been using the A7 IV for 4 or 5 years, the A7V now looks like an upgrade worth considering thanks to its improved AI engine, burst performance, stabilization upgrades, stronger video features, superior autofocus, updated display mechanism, potential 4K 120 frames per second, and major advancements in sensor readout, even though the missing open gate mode will annoy some filmmakers. And while enthusiasts rush to pre-order, there are whispers of limited units shipping before Christmas, something many camera brands do to drive urgency. So those wanting it under the tree will need to act quickly. And while the market is also seeing major discounts on alternative bodies from multiple brands, with high-end cameras receiving significant holiday price drops, many creators still find themselves waiting for the A7V announcement to finalize their buying decision because it sits in a sweet spot of performance, portability, creative flexibility, dynamic range expectations, AI-driven autofocus excellence, hybrid shooting balance, and overall forward-facing capability. And with only a short time left until the reveal event, excitement is building across the photography community, with creators comparing features, examining leaks, and predicting how Sony will position this camera against its direct competitors. And while it won't dominate in every category, the A7V finally looks like a well-rounded, competitively tuned, next-generation hybrid camera that, despite missing open gate, should satisfy a massive range of creators looking for reliability, speed, sharpness, future-proof performance, and next-level autofocus for both stills and video. And as the countdown continues, all eyes remain on Sony to see if the final reveal matches the hype that has been growing all year long.